video is sponsored by Dehancer. In return for creating this video, I will be receiving a full license of Dehancer Pro. They're also down below in the description. We have a discount code, and also up here on the screen you can see it as well. Use Erik10 in checkout for whichever plan you decide on Dehancer's website. They have a couple of options. There is the smaller version, but if you're gonna go all out, the Dehancer Pro is the way to go. Take a look at how this was done. Today we're taking a look at the Dehancer plugin, which seems like a very nice tool for video editing, and we have quite a bit that we can do here. Before we get in there's some clips that I got to start with the footage from the Canon R5. First, we have our node for our coloring, and what we can do is in our library, after you've installed Dehancer, you can find it. You'll have to activate it the first time you do it. I have dragged in the Dehancer Pro plugin onto here, and when you turn it on, you instantly get a film emulation on it. You can just disable that, and first we need to correct for a different thing. There's a couple other things that are enabled, such as expand, I believe, and I think it's print. There's some other things like film grain. Yeah, film grain was enabled as well. The easiest thing and the best thing you can get this for is just simple grading, which is, or conversion of log footage into Rec 709. So here we can select if it's sourced. If you already have it in 709, then you just select that Rec, and then you collect your whatever you want film emulation you want on top of it, and you go with that. But here we have, you click on choose camera, then you select vendor. This was from Canon. This is an R5, and we were shooting in Cinema Gamut 3, I think. So I did just double check it with my Canon R5, and it is indeed shooting in C-Log 3 Cinema Gamut. This way is just, I think, quicker. You select choose your camera, Canon R5, boom, select your cinema, and it just does it all on the spot. With color transfer, it's more, you have much more control, but it's also a separate feature that you have in a separate, well, workflow if you'd want to do that. This is just something everyone can use, and it's very simple conversion. Because before, I'm pretty new to log. Yeah, I got way more comfortable with it now, but before I would just avoid log because there was no simple way that I knew of to transfer it, and always the log lots just didn't look as good as they could have been, just like so. And they are all now in Rec 709, and we can go from there. As you see, the color temperature is a bit off, but we'll be able to adjust that. If we look at our color graphs, you can see that I did not do a proper color temperature for it. What if we do something like this? Let's see, somewhere around there. There we go, we got our color temperature a little bit more locked in. Let's copy this on over, and now I'll put it onto all the others, and then we'll see how that looks, or all the others inside of the shop. Boom, and like that. Okay, see, and that looks way more natural color temperature. So look through quite a bit of the Kodak, Fujifilm, and some other unique film emulation that they have available. There's some also Polaroid and some other chromographic and whatever, the black and white ones types of films. And I did like previously as well the Kodak Supro 100. As you can see, it gives a little bit of an effect, and it's a nice little emulation. The whites look nice. Maybe it's just because I didn't white balance it good enough, but the whites are a little bit on the magenta side. And with the film emulation, boom, you get them a little bit more white because it makes it a little bit more greener, and we have a little bit more contrast and color in our midtones, or these are more like shadows at this point, because this is quite a dark image. There's also the film compression. I do like film compression quite a bit. I think I want to keep just a little bit of the highlights here, or just set it at 20. I don't think these shots are very working with it, but I had a different video that I worked on, and their film compression worked out very nicely. Film grain is a nice really feature of Dehancer. It adds grain of your wanted type. There's 8mm, and there's an ISO of 50, 250, and 500 for all of these. 16mm, 35mm, and 65mm films. I don't think our footage here needs film grain, but we can mess around with it. Let's use 35mm at 500 ISO. As you can see, our graphs are going up. They become way more fuzzy when you turn on the film grain. Why? Because, well, you're adding grain to the image, which does exactly that. It spreads the colors around, and yeah, it looks nice. I think it's a nice effect. It's a nice look if you like grain in your footage, or you want to add to your clean footage some grain emulation. This does it very well, at least from my tests. I think it's a very nice look. Bloom and halation are very nice. This is the same as putting on a pro black mist filter on top of it, but this is done in post. That means you have your sharp footage still, but you can add on the effect as well. Halation is just the extension, like a color fringe around your bright objects. Just a little bit, very little, but it's noticeable around the lights. With a 65mm option, it's very nice because you get minimal effects, or at least the preset, and it's still, the effect is still visible. So I like the 65. 35 is the full frame sensor, that's what I have, so that's proper emulation. But 65 is such a huge sensor that you get the minimum effect, but on this footage it gives just a little bit of the effect that you want, like halation and bloom, at a good amount. Once again, this does have like mask mode, and the bloom has mask mode. Unlike the film grain is the whole image. Halation and bloom, you can mask out to certain areas, which is pretty cool. Don't know how you would do that. Maybe you, yeah, I don't know. That's a specific kind of like use case, but the option is there. I think if we turn on bloom, let's see, 50mm, how does that look? Or not 50, 35mm. 35mm is just crazy. So we'll just go with, we're just going to custom profile, which gives you a lot more settings, but that's not what we're going to do. We're going to go 65mm and then just drop it to 30. I guess for these as well, if you have custom, it just gives you full control. So we have a little bit of bloom, just not much. And yeah, I think that's nice. That was a pretty quick little tutorial and explanation on how I did it. Seems like a great program, Dehancer. I like it. Makes stuff simple and easy to understand if you're new to video editing. It's all in one plugin, but if you have been using video editing for a long time, then this just makes it simpler. A nice little tool that's very quick to get the job done. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.